Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. Did you see the latest Politico poll out just this past week? Mitt Romney has a 14-point lead among middle-class voters. This poll points to a problem rarely ever mentioned in the media. Barack Obama and the Democratic Party have a big problem, as wide as the Grand Canyon. The biased leftist media, who's openly rooting for Obama, constantly trumpets Mitt Romney's problems with black, Latino, and female voters ad nauseum. But what about Obama's lack of support among white voters? It is historically large, and it's fueling Romney's big lead among the middle class. The latest Rasmussen poll shows Romney with a 20-point lead among white voters. Or what about Obama's problems in the latest Politico poll with males? Romney's up by 6. White women, Romney's up by 9. Married voters, Romney's up by 14. And older Americans, Romney's up by 7. Other polls show big problems for Obama with veterans, Christians, the middle class, and independent voters. Obama's gaps with these groups are all as bad as any voter gap that Mitt Romney suffers, but the media never happens to mention them. It seems like 100 times a day we hear or see or read media reports about Romney's problem with black voters, Latino voters, and female voters, particularly single women. The media loves the term Romney's female voter gap. The media also loves to trumpet polls showing Obama has the lead. Funny how they don't mention that Rasmussen and Gallup, the two polls regarded as the most accurate by many experts, both show a dead even race. Ronald Reagan was way down to Jimmy Carter at this same time in 1980, yet Reagan won by an historic landslide. Some might conclude that Obama's in big trouble. The media also never mentions that all the other polls are skewed heavily towards Democratic voters, and they're all based on the 2008 Democratic turnout, which was historic. Because of the enthusiasm factor among conservatives today, I believe the turnout in 2012 will look much more like the GOP congressional landslide of 2010, all fueled by the Tea Party, than the Obama presidential victory in 2008. So in light of all of this, where are the articles and commentaries about Obama's big problems? Doesn't anyone in the media notice the only white male voters in the country that the Democratic Party can attract nowadays are union members, and no longer all of them, and media employees? Well, 100% of them. If the purpose of the media is to report fair and balanced, why are they ignoring such a big story? You might call this story the elephant in the room. So why does the media talk nonstop about Romney's female and minority gaps and not even mention Obama's large white, independent, middle-class, married, and male gaps? Why does the media seem to report only on the polls that show the worst possible results for Mitt Romney? While many of these badly Democrat-skewed polls show Obama leading in battleground states, they forget to mention that Romney's either ahead or dead even in several states that Obama won in 2008. North Carolina, Indiana, Iowa, and Wisconsin. In deep blue Connecticut, the GOP candidate is now leading for U.S. Senate. That can't bode well for Obama. Yet the mainstream media paints a picture of the Romney campaign in panic. This is fraud perpetrated by the media. So let me ask you a few simple questions. If Romney, the challenger, is even with a sitting president, shouldn't the media be probing what's going wrong for Obama and his campaign? Shouldn't they be reporting that the Obama campaign is panicking? It seems that Obama's the one who now needs hope and change. Shouldn't a fair and balanced media be asking, why has the Democratic Party become such a pariah with white voters? Obama got a large percentage of white voters in 2008, so it's obviously not racism. Or, if Obama won a majority of independents and middle-class voters in 2008, why has there been such a big turnaround in 2012? Another important question. Could it be Obama's policies at fault and have absolutely nothing to do with his skin color? And how about this one? Why do polls show that 99% of black voters support Obama? The question is important because black unemployment and poverty are at historic levels, the worst in decades. So why would just about 100% of black voters support President Obama? No politician in history has ever seen unanimous support for one group before. It's an important and obvious topic to explore. And if the media wasn't scared to death of being called racist for merely asking the question, it would be all over the news. One last question. Why has the media chosen to ignore Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke publicly stating a few weeks ago that the unemployment numbers are grave? For the Fed, that's a deeply disturbing word. They never use frightening words in public for fear of panicking the masses. When they start using strong words like grave to describe the state of the unemployment, well, that's a sign the Fed is in full-scale panic mode. Shouldn't the media be tying the Fed chief's grave economic fears to Obama's leadership as CEO of the U.S. economy? Shouldn't the media be questioning loudly if it's possible to be reelected with such a poor economic record, with the economy in grave shape? They would certainly be doing it with gusto if the president was a Republican named Reagan, Bush, or Romney. Funny how the media completely ignores Obama's big problems with so many crucial voting groups and his failure with that little thing called the economy. A total media blackout. No one in the mainstream media even thinks to address Obama's grave problems, especially Obama's glaring white voter gap. That's a hot story that's just waiting to be written. Media bias to this extent is expected in Russia or Venezuela or Iran, but American voters deserve better. I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Personal Liberty. See you right back here next week. Same time, same place. God bless.